All right, so here we are. We are at the season finale of our first season of Cyberpunk Red Knights of Discordance. The band is just getting to a Snake Nation outpost where they're going to buy some gear off one of their friends, Raphael, and then the rest of the night, well, and the nights thereafter, start to take a course that they didn't expect, and the season ends with a bang. You'll see.
Yeah, well, I'll pull us over and park wherever there's a spot.
Yeah, you can find a spot just in the outskirts.
Yeah, and then we'll get out and head over and in.
We guys start walking up to the open doors in the back there, like the mechanic shop. You can see in through the doors, and the pale fluorescent lighting in here is lighting up where they have the Ripper dock set up. It looks like he's going over some cyberware. He still looks to be cataloging some of the stuff that you guys brought in from your trip to the center of town, the old city center. You see two of the other guys that are there that were here before. But more importantly, you see Raphael. He's just talking with the Ripper dock, just shooting a shit, smoking a cigarette. When you guys walk up, he hears the footsteps, looks back over his shoulder at you guys, gives you all a wave. Raphael kind of puts his cigarette between his lips and starts heading over your direction. He's got his hands stuffed in his pockets. Dressed very casually. He's got like a leather jacket on and some blue jeans, like an old t-shirt for like a old band that, it's not that old for Vox, it's Samurai. It's got an old faded Samurai shirt on. It's like, Max, what can I do for you?
Raphael, how you doing? Looking for
Not
some
bad.
stuff. My two lady friends here are looking for some stuff. Hoping you could help out. You took good care of us last time, so
Yeah. Yeah, no,
hoping to do
hey,
business again.
not a problem. We did good business last time. I like good business. We should continue to have good business. It'll make everybody happy. You'll just take a drag. Now, what are you two? And you'll just point the cigarette at Z and Polly in turn, looking for.
All right. I'm gonna pull up a list on my agent, and I'm just gonna slide it to him because I have the plans. That I've got the electronic schematics of what I need. Notated with like the gauges or the resistance of the wires, and all the stuff that I'm gonna need to do my upgrades and whatever.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna slide it over to him because I figure he already understands this shit, and it's quicker than going through and verbally talking about it.
Fair enough. So you just give the list, like, here's what I'm looking for.
Here's what I'm looking for. This is what I'm using it for.
Okay. So that was the question I was going to have, which is, do you tell him what you're using it for?
Yeah, I'm telling him what I'm using it for because then he'll know what he's got in his inventory that will be up to it or better than what I need.
Okay. Yeah, he goes over a list. He's like, well, Polly, I do have most of this on me right now. Actually,
Makes it easier for me than what it would take me to get all of it.
yeah, I'd say maybe I got 3/4 of what you're looking for here. Some of the connectors that you really want to use for some of this stuff, I don't have on hand, but I can get it.
Okay.
It just might be like another day or two. I got to take a trip back out to the main camp and come back. If that's good.
Sure. Right on.
But yeah, I can do most of this. It's only going to be probably, you see him kind of do some math in his head as he takes a drag of his cigarette. When he exhales it into the air, it kind of starts filling the room just around him. It's like, well, I'd say probably a majority of this would be only 400 or so bucks. Should do it.
Right on.
For Polly, pretty reasonable. You're looking at probably about a good 20 or 30% add-on, on what you would expect it to be, but it gets you the quality shit that you need.
It's the 20 to 30% add-ons worth not digging through a landfill for 3 days.
Good point.
So 4 bills?
Yeah. Yeah, I can handle
4 bills. All right, cool. I'll flip my agent over to monetary send mode, and I will send him the 400.
Yeah, you still got his number from whenever you guys went to the
Yep.
night market and did exchange. So you just send it on over. Once you hear his agent ding, he just kind of smiles like, all right, excellent. I'll get it all set up. The stuff that I have here, it's in the back of my van. So I got it in the boxes like last time, if that's cool for you.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Totally.
Awesome. Z, we need on more programs.
Yes, sir. I have an idea what I'm looking for, but like to also see what you got.
Well, why don't you tell me what you're looking for first?
5 programs, top of my list. Banhammer, Nerve Scrub, Poison Flatline, Super Glue, Deck Crash.
You run into some other runners out there? Is that what you're prepping for?
Yeah.
I got the band hammer and I got super glue. Deck crash I have personally, but I can get you a copy of it without an issue. Probably till by tomorrow morning I'll make a copy of it. I don't really have the others though.
Nerve scrub and poison flatline.
Yeah.
Got something that works similar?
To be honest, I've got some more black ice. That's what I've been stocking up recently myself. So
You running into trouble with other
yes.
runners?
Me? No. But we have runners that do. I'm not too active right. I mean, I'm not too active right now, really, to be honest, on the data pool or on the net. I don't really do a lot of stuff. I've done the occasional run and gun here and there, but nothing really too big. I don't do a lot of vault breaches or a lot of stealing. Well, let me rephrase. I do a lot of stealing. It's just not from corpse or any other stuff. I'm usually going to the old net, and that's where you're really just set up for speed. So a lot of my stuff is like just set up for speed and protection, so I can get in, grab the shit that I want, and get the fuck out before I get fucking roasted.
I may have to look into some of that too. Not necessarily for right this second, but
It's definitely worth it. I would really look into it. But so I do have a couple copies of Speedy. I got some worms. I got armor and shield. Those are really what I'm boosted up on. Banhammer I do have. It's an older code, but it still works. You just got to tweak it a little bit once you get it. So I'm willing to part with that for a discount. I'd say maybe 30 EB, man. You know. But deck crash, that's a bit rough. I'd part with it for about 150.
okay. I'm not even going to argue it with you. You give me a total for all of it,
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
So we got Banhammer, Deck Crash, and Super Glue.
Mhm.
Those I can get you for, let's say, probably 300 in total. 100
Okay.
pop. Well,
And-
not 100 pop, but you know.
Yeah, it's and then I'll nab Speedy and shield, sword, armor.
Yeah, Speedy, if you want to grab all those. So if we're putting those all on the tab, it's going to obviously go up. So we got 300 for the main 3 programs. You want Speedy, I'll cut you a 75 euro buck deal on that one. So we'll do a 375. You want to get the shield and the armor, I'll do a joint deal for, let's say, 60. So 435 for the lot.
I'll send him 500.
He will not complain. Like once he hears the beep through, checks the balance, he's like, hey, I'm not going to argue with a tip. Anything else I can get you, ladies?
No, can we go out and get them boxes? I can start moving them now.
Yeah, no problem. And he'll just take another drag, flick the cigarette out the door of the garage, and start heading out with you. You start walking towards this large conversion van, essentially. He pops open the back, and you see he's got a bunch of those like military grade cases again that are stacked
Right.
up back here. He starts shuffling through some of them. You hear him slide around on each other. He mumbles under his breath. He's like, not that one, not that one. Ah, got it. He'll pull out a long case. Looks like it's probably at one point maybe a stored like either a rocket launcher or rifles, because it's probably about 4 or 5 feet long. He
Right.
pulls it out, drops on the ground, opens it up, and where there would normally be a lot of the cushioning in there, it's just cables. All sorts of cables, all nice ones, the ones you're looking for that can handle the type of strain that you want to put upon them. And he counts through. You've got probably about a good 200 to 300 feet of cable in here.
Hey, just out of curiosity, do you think
What's
one
up?
of your cyber suits would fit in here too?
In the case here,
Yeah.
I'd probably wrap it up so it doesn't get damaged by some of the ends of the wires. But yeah,
How much?
well, we're buddies, right? Like you and I were friends. We've done business.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. If there's something I can do for you, just let me know, man.
I'll tell you what.
So
I'll toss it to you. Let's say $50.
sure.
All right.
I figured it'd be like obviously I don't know anything about this shit, so I mean, if that's
It's-
the best one, if that's the best one you got, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
worth it for me.
deal.
All right, cool.
But here's what I need from you. I've heard you're fucking magician with that fucking hand when it comes to like repairing shit and tearing stuff down and putting it together again.
Sure. Yeah.
I got to do some custom stuff for some of the guys that hit town a lot more frequently than I do. Would
Yeah.
you be up for giving me a hand with it?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Sweet. I'll be
I
in
sent him
town.
over the 50.
Yeah, you'll see him kind of reach through. He'll start as he's talking to you. He's kind of rummaging through the back of the van again. He's like, yeah, I'll be in town in like a week or so if we can get together and make that happen.
Yeah, I'm down.
Fucking
Whenever you
awesome.
need to, man.
You see him pull down one of the body suits. He puts it into a duffel bag that he folds over, unclicks the case that he has all the wiring in, and you hear it just kind of pop open, and he starts laying it flat in there against the wires, so it's not well. It's gonna be a little crumpled up, but it's not as messed up as it could be. Then you hear him just kind of click and close the case back, puts it on its side. He's like, "It's all yours."
Cool. Appreciate it. And I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, he'll give you a shake. As he gets ready to kind of pull back, he clasps the back of your hand. He's like, "Listen, let Z know if she wants to do any runs or needs backup. Hit me up."
Oh, goes there a deep dive out there?
Well, I don't know if she's ready for that, but if you need something done in the city, that when I'm coming by, I could give her a hand.
All right, yeah. I'll let her know.
Yeah, because we've kind of heard a lot of stories about how Max has got some of the shit he's been giving the clan lately, and it's only fair that we kind of scratch you guys' back too. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And he'll release your hand.
Anything you know about this fucking blimp Zeppelin bullshit?
Oh, that fucking shit? Yeah.
Yeah, because we're gonna help take it down.
Well, I think it'd be cooler to steal it. That's just me.
That's the number one option.
Right,
Yes.
right. But everybody else wants to blow it the fuck up, kind of teach the Wraiths a lesson. I think it'd be
Right,
cool if we just
but
steal the fucker.
Right, if we stole what they stole.
Right, exactly. So I think that it should be stolen. I think also it'd be a great fucking platform that we can have around the area to kind of scout out our territory and make sure nobody's coming too
Yeah.
close.
Fucking talk about advance warning of somebody coming up on you.
Right, right. That's why I think it'd be a great idea just to fucking
Right.
steal the damn thing.
Not to mention, if you wire it up, you could be a broadcast platform and extend radio signals. You have a couple of those up there. It's almost like fucking miniature satellites. You know what I'm saying?
That would be an awesome perk. Actually, I'll bring that
And
up.
that's just something that you can bring up. You know.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I was just like, it'd be a fucking great intel platform. Plus, it'd probably piss them off. I mean, they stole it. We stole it from them. It's just going to make the rounds throughout the clans in the Badlands. But I didn't even think about using it as a signal booster. That would be fucking awesome with some of our outposts.
Right.
I'll definitely bring that up.
You can knock down a fucking tower.
Yeah, we got a couple.
You have to steal a Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
It's always up there and only comes down to refuel. Then it goes back up. Convert it to solar.
But I kind of get why they want to blow it up, because if we don't blow it up, we're probably going to get attacked because the Wraiths are going to want it back. And we might just kind of change the Zeppelin back and forth. It could be a mess, but I think that the benefit could outweigh the risk in this port.
Yeah. You know, see if they want to change their mind by using it as a platform for
I think
not just intel, but that signal booster. Imagine somebody's getting attacked in 3 clans. You know, three families come out to help them out.
I think that I'm going to bring that up. That's going to be a good selling point, I think.
Right on.
But I got to go
Anyways,
back
but yeah, thanks for the hookup.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, if you guys need help, Z needs help with a run and I'm around, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll drop that bug in her.
Yeah, I think it's worth doing. I've got to do a little bit of maintenance work for the dock with some of his gear, so back to work, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he'll just start walking back towards the garage. You know, you guys hear the music that's playing inside the little service area there as you guys walk in. He gives Z a nod. He's like, listen, enjoy the programs. Let me know if you need anything else. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I should probably just give you guys my agent number. I'm not always in signal range, but when I do come in, I always check my messages, so I can hit you back up if you hit me while I'm out of service range.
Hell yeah.
And he'll send over his number to you two.
He'll save it.
But like I was telling Polly, I got to help Doc out with some of his shit, so you all take care?
Yeah.
Cool. And he'll walk back over and you'll see him start working with the doctor on some of the gear he's setting up, like some of the scanning equipment, things like that, for when he gets people in for their augmentations. While they're doing that, some of the other Snake Nation guys pop up from downstairs where you guys had slept with them before, you know, when you guys stayed the night here. And they head upstairs. You see them wearing, like, it looks like dirty coveralls. Like they've been doing maintenance work in this whole fucking thing. But it looks like there's mud and dirt on them as opposed to like grease and oil. So they walk up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they walk up, just kind of give you guys a nod, like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Good. What you guys working on?
Expansion. What are you guys here for? You need see the doc?
No. We stopped by to see Raphael about some equipment.
Oh,
I haven't been shot today, thankfully.
We're
Not today.
you're covered in like dirt and mud. Where are you expanding underground? Really?
yeah. Yeah.
Can I see?
Yeah, come on down. And he'll actually lead you into the main part of where the gas station, the service area used to be. And you guys will go down the stairs and you'll go past those really like rudimentary bunks they set up here before. Like, it's got that old like cinder blocks, walls here. But at the end of it, you see that they have a curtain they put up out of like old carpet. And when he pushes it aside, you see a string of lights going in through here. And they started like literally breaking away the rock and the stone and all the dirt to actually start expanding this, further towards Night City. It's not like a tunnel. It looks like they're making rooms, like additional storage and additional like room and board down here.
Nice.
It's not like they're trying to tunnel to the city. They're just like, literally expanding the safe house.
Are they like reinforcing the dugout walls with anything, or are they just straight up going like
No, they've
underground mud bunker?
so on the other side of the walls, like where you can see the cinder block on both sides, like where the actual finished basement was and where you guys are at, you can see they're starting to put up some struts there to support things, and they're starting to work on getting ceiling support as well. There are some old bags of concrete off the one side, some wheelbarrows. They've been starting to do that on the floor. You can see they've been putting up some of them are broken, but they're trying to do the best they can with what they have. Some broken bits of cinder block, like larger bricks and shit down here. They're trying to wall it off and support it with like makeshift mortar they're putting in between all the bricks to make it more solid.
Nice. This looks good, guys. You got everything you need to make all this happen?
Well, we've been trying to get as much as we can from the surrounding area, right? Like we don't want to have any supply trucks come through, if that makes sense, because that kind of tips our hand. Because we got the avocados, and he'll kind of point like through the dirt and the mud, like roughly up around that way. And if they get wind of us doing something, they might not appreciate it too much and decide that, hey, that little fucking Chew 2 station, let's just take it out. Because right now, I bet you they think we're just scrapping here, and they're content to let that happen. But we don't really want to kick off anything with avocados right now. I mean, they're bigger than we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, I come across stuff every now and again. So if there's like specific supplies or something that you're looking for and you want to let me know, if I
Yeah.
run across it, I'll send it over.
Any construction shit you run into, we're more than willing to have down there. We could use some
Right.
more stuff from the city. It's just we don't want to do like a whole train up here. But if you want to stop by sometime, throw in the back of your Thunderbird, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I like weirdly I run across stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely keep it in mind.
Okay, cool, man. He'll actually just head back upstairs.
All right, yeah.
You
Well
can mill around if you want. I'm gonna head upstairs and fucking grab a drink and just chill.
yeah, cool. Yeah, hey, thanks for showing me around.
Yeah, no problem. And you guys left your own devices. It looks like as you guys are just kind of hanging out there, they're just relaxing. You got the guys coming up from their shift down below, expanding the underground portion of this little safe house. You've got the doctor and Raphael are working on some of his equipment for scanning. The other vehicles out there, it seems like these are guys who were probably just crashing downstairs for a bit before they decided to take their shift and starting to clean this out. All in all, there are probably around 10 or so of the Snake Nation here. 11 if you count Max. I mean, they do, but
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything else that we need to do here. So as long as Polly and Z are ready to roll, we can pack up and head out.
My programs, I'm good to go.
Cool.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
So you guys will head back into Night City. You make it to the safe house you guys are starting to construct without any problems. None at all. You guys are driving through 6th Street territory, and since 6th Street are pretty much like fans of yours now, they don't bother you at all. You guys are pretty much coming to a safe haven for you. Like, this neighborhood, probably not going to cause you any problems.
Good.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of setting up stuff, waiting for Tyra to get back to us about the meeting with Gigabyte Me, and then whatever legwork Max or Z wants to do on the web, looking into this fucking run for this freaking Zeppelin.
Well,
I've
It's
got
out
a
in the- It's out
lot.
in the Badlands. Chances of me actually doing any net running for it is pretty slim.
Right. I've got a lot of wiring and stuff to do, and when Z is busy doing other things or asleep, I have upgrading to that net suit before I slip it to her.
Aw.
Go ahead and roll me your basic tech.
It's basic tech, not cyber.
No, cyberware is specifically for cyberware. 18.
Solid roll.
Yep.
You can definitely increase the slots for programs by 1 off of that.
Nice.
If you want to do the armor, that'd be another roll. It's going to be 18 as well.
Nice.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. No, hold on. That's cyber.
Oh, that was cyber tech. I was like,
Yep. Hold on.
well,
Basic
look at
tech.
you. 16. Do you want to use one
We
of your
got,
dice?
we got 30 dice, bro.
I want to use one of the dice.
Potentially more than one of the dice.
Gonna use it.
Keep going.
Hold on.
Use another one?
I'm gonna use 2 luck and use another one.
Okay.
So add 2 to
So that was 2 16s and a 21.
There we go.
Of course.
so 20. So a 23.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you got a 21 plus your 2 luck. So you got a 23. It takes a bit. There are a couple false starts once Polly
Right.
starts working on this armor. It's just, you're not
I
used
keep
to
getting
working on
interrupted.
this.
People keep walking back here, and it's not Z, so I can go back to work.
Well, that and the fact you've been working on pretty much exclusively Armor Jack for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Oh,
So
right.
this is
yeah.
a completely different type of material. You're starting to really learn how to work with it. That's why there's a little hesitancy here and there, but you do manage to overcome all that, all the issues you're having with the materials, and reinforce it by +1 armor. So CD is incognito currently. He's out doing solo stuff while the rest of the band goes about their business.
Solo things.
Yes, indeed. So you head out with Truman. You guys go to a little nightclub not that far out of Westbrook, just to kind of chill out, have a couple of drinks and relax. And you start getting some gossip. First off is she lets you know that DM Brands is pissed at you guys right now. They had 2 of their people beaten into needing hospitalization, aka utilizing their benefits. And an entire security team got murdered by gangers that showed up. And their cyberware was ripped out when the bodies were retrieved. So that's a problem.
We didn't
she
really
finds-
plan that. They pissed off the Philharmonic vampires.
When you tell this to Truman, she lashes like, honey, I think it's hilarious.
Oh, good.
Verge finds it funny as hell too.
I'm
Now,
sure Yona doesn't.
it's Yona. She's more concerned like how it's going to affect us. It's not going to. Like honestly,
No, I
um,
didn't figure it would. I didn't figure anything we were doing was going to affect you guys.
no, it's not affecting us. I mean, Michelle's pissed off, obviously. Hun, that you guys are doing this, but I mean, really, she has no power over you. She offered you guys to sign on the label. You turned it down. That's it. Now, I don't really think you'll be welcome to our shows going forward. At least not helmeted up.
I'm not above showing up without it.
Yeah, nobody has to know it's you. So, I mean, in my opinion, that's a win-win. I mean, I know that if the rest of the band doesn't want to do it, that's fine. I get that. I mean, we're not really high on their list of places, bands to go see anyways. So, it's not like they're losing anything, but I can get you tickets in without an issue. I don't think Michelle's going to be contacting you guys again for shows.
Oh, good. That's kind of what the boys wanted.
Yeah. I do think, though, that she's going to probably milk the reruns as much as she can.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm positive of that.
Right? But I do
Well,
have a question.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the Continental Brands thing? Like, did you go there and start splicing the feed?
No, actually, that
Who the
wasn't
hell
me.
was that?
Oh,
Was that you
fucking hell.
guys' mysterious benefactor?
Could have been. I know he doesn't like Continental, assuming that
Apparently
he's
not.
actually a he.
Well, whatever that individual is, they did a number on that facility. It's closing down.
Oh, that part of it, not the rerun of the show.
No, the rerun. That rerun is what caused the riot.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Man, if I tell Vox that, his ego's gonna grow 12 sizes.
Too late.
Maybe it's warranted. I mean, but obviously there were bits of some of Continental's own problems kind of woven in with the video, etc. So
Oh, those I knew about.
yeah, so I think that's what really kind of kicked it off on top of the music. You guys are pretty harsh with them in those. And I'm not complaining. I think it's fine. It's just I think that helped a lot towards starting that riot. And so that facility got shut down. Here, it's being bought out already. So
Shit
know?
moves fast in Night City.
Yeah, All Foods is on top of them lately. It's
Oh,
crazy.
I was hoping it was Biotechnic.
No, of course it's gonna be All Foods.
I guess. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
But yeah, no, fucking DM showed up at this little charity thing we were doing because literally we fronted the cash for that. And just decided we're going to do something good for the neighborhood. We're setting up our own place. We're doing our thing. We needed to do something to help. And then fucking DM rolls up, and the homeless folks didn't exactly take kindly to that. Vox broke it up, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Vox stopped them from beating those two guys to death because they took a swing at him.
I'm surprised that he did, because I thought you guys hated them. Like, why wouldn't he just let them stomp them to death?
People are people. And honestly, I don't think for a second those two delivery drivers actually knew what the message was and what they were doing. And DM doesn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like, we're not going to let people get fucking murdered over someone taking a swing at Vox. If people got murdered every time someone took a swing at Vox, there'd be a lot of dead people.
Can I point something out to you really quick, hon?
Sure.
Chet? She just kind of like leans back and takes a sip out of her drink. She's like, well, people do die when they take swings at your lead singer.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
that wasn't the nomads that killed him.
No, it wasn't, but it's the same principle, right?
Yeah, but CD has a little more control than that.
That's fair. There'd probably be a lot more bodies if he didn't.
Also accurate. Although, to
Yeah.
be fair, we're going to be walking into something that might very well be dangerous, too. Who the fuck knows at this point?
So the night in the club goes pretty uneventful. Basically, Truman sees if Andy wants to come back to the penthouse with her.
Thanks for using my actual name.
Well, I don't know if you give it to her, actually. Do you?
I was working up to that.
Okay.
Let's get beyond the flirting stage first, damn it.
Well, see, I just saw everybody's names because I pulled up the list.
You guys are on like date 4.
This is true.
True, and I've met the family.
Yes, you have.
Sort of.
That's true
Without
too.
meeting her nomad family, but I've met the family.
No,
You
you haven't
even
met
jammed
mine.
with them. You even
Yeah, you
jammed
did.
with them.
Yeah, she's kind of met my family. Just not in our new location, which isn't even close to being set up. So
No. So does Z go back with her?
Yeah, Z'll go back with her.
Okay.
She'll go see Yona, who's probably not exactly happy, and go hang out with Verge too.
Yona's totally fine. Like, she's walking around eating like ice cream out of the carton in pajamas and a tank top.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
it's
seems to be her like casual, like, I'm just hanging the fuck out.
Yeah, it's as
Where-
the approach is happening, the mask comes off and gets put in a bag.
Right. That way you guys don't get pegged to be going in there again.
Exactly.
Verge is playing video games when you guys show up. And essentially Yona's just kind of giving him shit as she's watching. She's going from place to place in the apartment. You guys get in, and it's pretty much just casual hellos. Hey, what's up? What's going on? And,
What's up, y'all?
Truman's like, nothing. And you guys just kind of chill for the night and hang out there. If Z stays, it's up to you. It's pretty much just
she'll have
nightcap
fun.
and hang out. Oh, she will. Definitely.
All right then.
And it's a pretty chill, laid back night. Just no gunfire, no gunshots, no arguing over music. It's chill.
Yeah, I'd say I'll text mom and dad and let them know that, hey, not coming home tonight. By mom and
Perfect.
dad, I mean Polly and Max. Vox does not get the text. Because I'm going to get some fucking lewd ass comment from him.
Yeah, more than likely.
You'll get Luda's comment when you spill the tea when you get back. She's once I get that message, I am neatly folding up the netsuit and putting it on her bed. So when she comes home, it's there.
It's like a
Aw,
present on top of a present.
Yep.
A gift
So-
on top of a gift.
It's probably, I'd say, Monday or Tuesday at this point. You guys have gone through, well, actually, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, to be completely honest, because you guys went out into the Badlands, got that set up.
Right.
Polly's
Right.
doing other stuff, and then they set up a night for Z and Truman to go out. And it's a little bit busy for the first part of the week. But Wednesday morning, probably around 8 o'clock, is when Vox gets another text message. It's from Tyra's phone.
Okay. I'll check it out.
We've got your bitch. We need to make a meet.
I'll just. Who is this?
You'll get sent
And where
back
do
a
you want to
picture.
meet?
You get sent back a picture of Tyra. She's bound up in a chair in like a dark room almost stereotypical, right? There's that single light bulb hanging down to illuminate with like this sickly yellow light her body as she's bound up. She's been beaten up a little bit. You can see that her arm has like some sort of restraint on it to keep it from being active. The cyber arm that she has.
Mhm.
That's what you get back in return.
I'll just put where.
The response you get back to that gives you an address that's located in Old Japantown.
Old Japantown. Weird.
Yeah, that's White Tiger territory.
Yeah, it's Tiger
It is
Claw
Tiger Claw territory.
Not Maelstrom.
And
No.
I'll just reply again with when.
Midnight.
I'll just respond with see then. I'll
assuming you tell the rest
I'll
of
let
us.
everybody know. Absolutely.
Truman gets a text message from Z. It says,
It's while you're still there.
doing something dangerous. Oh, I'm still there. Oh,
Yeah,
it's literally,
it's the-
I get the text
Yeah.
and go, what?
I'll just say
Truman's-
respond and say, listen, this needs to happen. They have Tyra.
Yeah, I'm coming home.
Truman stirs and is like, what's going on?
I need to go.
Why? What's wrong?
Apparently someone has kidnapped Tyra. I need to go.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm supposed to be in Old Japantown at midnight.
As you start, getting dressed to leave and start heading out the door, she comes out after you, just wrapped up in the fucking blanket. She's like, "What are you going to Old Japantown? Like, who's going to kidnap her from Old Japantown?"
Tiger Claws? I don't fucking know, man. But she's family.
You hear Yona like Tiger Claws from the kitchen as you kind of walk out the hallway into living room / dining room area.
Bitch is still stacking.
I'd say Z actually kind of stops, looks at her in that like half asleep but still exceedingly shocked and actually probably more than a little scared phase and goes, "Do you sleep?"
I mean, sometimes I got adrenal boosters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to be in Old Japantown, midnight.
What are you doing with the Tiger Claws?
Well, they kidnapped my manager, so gonna go get her.
You see her eyes like go, "What are you
Yeah.
guys doing? That somebody's kidnapping the Tiger Claws are kidnapping your manager."
Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know what the fuck happened. I don't know whose Cheerios we pissed in for this one.
Can you all shut the fuck up? You hear from the
Sorry.
couch. Verge sits up and he's got like a bunch of empty beer cans on the table in front of him when he's been playing video games all night. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on in my head? What's going on?
Sorry. Going to go do something stupid and dangerous.
Why?"
Manager, kidnapped, family. Gotta go.
Somebody could. He looks at Yona. Yona's like, "Tiger Claws kidnap a manager. They're going to Japantown to figure it out." And Truman's like, "Well, I mean, you need help?" As she's kind of still like tired, like, "We can get people together." And Verge is like, "What? Who are we gonna call? DM?"
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
That will
Mm.
not fly. Plus,
Okay.
DM's pretty pissed at us right now, so.
Okay. Hey, I mean, that's the only people I know that we can call. Who the fuck else? You got Yona, you got an assassin in your back pocket, and you kind of see her look at him like almost sheepishly, like, kind of.
You have a Why am I surprised by this? Why am I surprised by this?
Well,
Why is this surprising?
and she looks really uncomfortable. She's like, "I don't have an assassin, but if it's Tiger Claws, I mean, I have connections to them technically."
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna ask because you're clearly not comfortable, so I'm not gonna be an asshole.
You hear Truman like, "Fuck that, I'm gonna ask." She kind of like stumbles through the hallway, like almost tripping over the blanket that's wrapped around her.
I'd say if
What
she
the
looks like she's gonna
fuck?
fall, Z will actually reach out to catch her if need
Yeah,
be.
you give her a steadying hand. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing mixing up with Tiger Claws?" And Yona's like, "I don't mix with Tiger Claws. It's they have associations that I have ties with, and I might be able to make something happen." And Truman's just staring like, "What the fuck?" And you see Verge like now leaning over the back half of the couch, looking at her like, "What? What do you mean you got ties? The fuck is that supposed to mean?" And Truman's like, "Yeah, what exactly do you mean? Like, you need to be up front." And Yona just kind of like retreats a little bit more into the kitchen area, uncomfortably shuffling across the tile. It's like, "Well, we don't really talk about our family." And Truman's like, "Well, you said they're dead." She's like, "Well, kind of. I mean, to me, and me to them. But I could give them a call, maybe. And Truman's like, "Can you please just spit out what the fuck you're dancing around?"
I'm texting Vox, being like, so if we need help, Iona can help us. No, DM is not involved.
I'll just respond with specify.
Working on getting the specification. Apparently, it involves her family.
She, as you're texting, she kind of walks up to the counter that's separating the living room / dining area from the kitchen, and she leans forward on it. You see her hands kind of like clasp together, and she kind of like lets her eyes wander across the room before they settle back towards your direction. She's like, "Well, so my real name is Yolanda de Sable. My dad is Winston de Sable. My mom's Judith. They work for Arasaka." And you see Truman like just stare at her like, "What?" Verge is like, "This shit was funny, but I'm going back to sleep." And he literally throws like an empty beer can towards the kitchen, and she just kind of swats it away, like, you know, in a panic, like, you know, like it's gonna hit her. She just knocks it off to the side.
Info text.
My dad is a special investigator for the legal department, and my mom was an account executive. They're both really good at what they do. And I know that my dad has some ties with the security team, which occasionally has ties with the Tiger Claws. And I might be able to make a favor.
Texting. Okay. Gonna wait for a response from Vox.
Her texts I'll pass along to Max and Polly, because
At this point I should just be group texting, but it's like
at this point we're out of my depth.
Maybe this is a stupid question, but just because it's in Tiger Claw territory doesn't necessarily mean that it's
Tiger Claws, right? And I have no idea. I'll respond with that, but also I'm not sure. I want to get Tyra back, obviously, and we're gonna go do that. But Arasaka, like,
are we going to owe a favor to an entity that we don't want to owe a favor to?
Out. I'm just keeping you guys.
I'm not right.
That's not happening.
I'm not looking to owe a corp to get in bed with a corp.
Nope.
Especially when we're on the ropes with something like this.
Let's find out if it's even the Tiger Claws. Maybe they can find out at least that.
Let me figure some shit out. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
When you pull it from your phone in the apartment, Truman's staring at you like you're on your fucking phone for real. She doesn't say it, but just the eyes are definitely relaying that message.
She'll actually turn so she sees it's a group text with the rest of the band trying to coordinate.
She's kind of like, all right. You see Verge is kind of like now retreated back under his blanket. Like, this is all bullshit and it's a funny joke, but he's going back to fucking sleep. Iona looks like you've never seen her timid. She's always been a very large personality, especially on stage. Right now, she's... You know what? Roll me your human perception.
Yes.
Wait, I actually get to use that skill, which I don't think I actually have?
I haven't used that skill. I haven't.
You have it at least a 2.
I haven't used that skill since the first session.
Right.
I've never used the skill.
12. Not bad. Do you want to use a dice?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it. We got a bunch.
Yeah. Not quite close enough. All right. So you beat the 13.
Yay, 13.
Let me knock down your player dice by 1. As you are watching her, she seems scared. Like, this has put her in a point of vulnerability that is clear she has never had with this group before. It's one thing to lie about, oh yeah, my family's dead, and just kind of go off and just do whatever you can do just to hang out with your friends and be nice. But you can tell she's never actually told either of them this story. Verge doesn't believe it. He's like, fuck you, you're lying, whatever. Truman's like shocked.
As Z will actually put her hand on Truman. Just kind of like okay, take it one step at a time, as best we all can here.
She just looks at you, just shakes her like, what the fuck?
Oh, my name's not Z.
I mean, I know you'll tell me eventually what it is, and that's fine, but like, this is a little bit different.
this is I trust me, I get it. Like it, but at the same time, she'll actually like start kind of walking toward the kitchen. I have a
see.
lot of questions and we'll get there.
Yona will just look up at you. She'll brush some of her pink hair out of her face. It's all kind of matted. Like she probably hasn't showered in like 2 days or so. It's a little bit oily, so it clumps together.
Yeah. Depression is a thing. I have a lot of questions, but first things first. And she'll actually reach back to like offer her hand to Truman.
Truman will take it. She'll be clasping the blanket around her with one hand and take your hand with the other and just go walk up next to you to stand by Yona. You can tell she's a little hesitant because she's not quite sure what this means at this point.
Yeah. You shared a pretty big secret. No one outside the band knows. My name is Andy Zielinski. Andrea Zielinski, technically.
You see Truman smiles like just out of the corner of your eye, and she gives your hand a little squeeze. Yona just kind of gives you like a slow nod. She's like, I appreciate it. I mean, everybody just found out my real name for the first time too, so she gives like a little like weak smile.
I don't have anything as good as, my parents worked for Arasaka. Mine are actually dead. So are my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I know, and the
Grew up in a
corpse.
CZ.
Yeah, and the corpse usually has something to do with that, which is why I don't really talk about my parents. I don't like what they do. I don't like what they're involved with.
I'm not holding it against you.
I
But the big question is, if you asked for this favor, how deep would we be in?
You wouldn't be in for anything.
How deep would you be in?
It depends on what my family wants.
We're not 100% sure it's Tiger Claws. It's in Tiger Claws territory. We don't know who is actually kidnapping her.
Well, I mean, I don't know the gangs very much. I listened to a lot of my dad's stories when I was growing up, and he would have friends over and they'd talk about, the things that they would do, and none of it's very pretty, to be completely honest. I know that if they're operating in Japantown, Tiger Claws know about it. And if nothing else, I can get probably a bead on who it is.
That would definitely be helpful and can help us prepare for whatever this is.
All right. I'll make some phone calls. Can you give me until tonight?
Yeah. I mean, midnight is when we were told, so I'm assuming they mean midnight when it rolls around again.
Yeah. She'll get like a little like nervous chuckle. I'll start making those calls. I'm gonna shower first and just wake up completely.
And whatever they want from you, let me know and I'll do what I can to help. Can't do a lot.
Yeah.
At least help some.
We'll see. I mean, the worst comes to worst, I have to leave the band, right? And she kind of chuckles, and Truman's like, "What?" Verge is like, hand goes up. I heard that shit. Not fucking happening. They can kiss my black ass. And Truman's like, "Shut up, Verge. Damn." And just
I don't agree with them though.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see though. Like we'll see what they want. That's all I can say.
Okay.
She'll just kind of walk by you. She'll give you a pat on the shoulder, and you'll see her kind of go back down the hall towards the bedrooms, and she vanishes.
So that was a thing that just thinged.
Truman's like, yeah.
Want to talk about it?
I don't even know what to think about it. I really don't. I mean, I thought she was fucking around, but if maybe she is telling the truth.
Let's go sit back in bed because I'm not going back to sleep.
Well, maybe we should make secondary plans just in case. Like, what if it's not them? Like, do you guys need money to pay some people to come help you out? Like, what can we do to help you out?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of it's going to become contingent on who it is. And
Right.
we've got CD. CD's good at what he does.
Right,
It ain't
right.
just being a DJ.
No, I've heard his song, so
Yeah.
I don't doubt he knows what he can do.
I'd say the boys and girl, mom and dad and brother are getting text messages of Yona's going to put in some calls. This isn't going to be on us. It's going to be on her. She's willing to do this for us to at least get a beat on who it is.
I'll reply back. So she isn't some rich court bitch that's playing low class with the band?
No, she actually cares about these guys. She doesn't like what her family does.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
So as the morning passes and you guys get into the afternoon, around 2 or 3 o'clock, Yona will emerge from her room briefly to get coffee and go back into the room. You hear her talking a lot, but there is some semblance of soundproofing on most of the rooms here for like when they want to jam out or practice in the rooms, because you actually can see Truman's got a drum set up in
Yeah.
here too. They've got the recording studio and they've got their own shit in their own rooms, and their rooms are fucking huge. Like they're the size of an apartment for the most part. So she's got plenty of room for her bed, for like a nice vanity, for fucking, a massive walk-in closet, her drum set. They've all got gear set up in their rooms. So when they practice solo, they have some sort of, soundproofing around to help muffle the noise. But you do hear throughout all of that, there's definitely some voices being raised in that room. And you hear more than one. So either she's on speaker or a hollow call or a vid screen, something's going on where you're hearing both sides. And the muffled portion you can pick out is, they're her parents and they're fucking pissed. She ran away. She ran away from home and she's been gone for 6 years. So this is kind of like, you're calling now. Now you need a favor from mommy and daddy to bail your ass out. And you don't get a lot of specifics, but some of that does kind of bleed through.
Yeah.
At about 3 o'clock, there's a knock on Truman's door. Now, at this point in time, Truman's been trying to keep your mind off shit by going over drum lines with you.
Yeah.
Like practicing, what's your favorite fucking bit out of your songs, and just basically trying to do the creative thing to kind of keep your mind on something else other than what's actually happening right now. But the knock happens. Truman's like, yeah, come on in. Door opens. You see Yona. She's wearing a pair of blue jeans and a sweater. And she closes the door behind her. When the door opens, you can hear Verge is back out there playing video games again. Door closes. She leans back against it. She's like, well, good news and bad news? Okay. I'll just start with whatever.
It's like really obvious that Z is like steeling herself for the worst.
Good news is we know that somebody fitting Tyra's description has been seen around one of the blocks in Old Japantown. It was a really quick thing, and it was out of a Tiger Claw vehicle. Bad news. Tiger Claws are most definitely involved. What my dad got is that it was a really massive amount to a local branch of the gang. Somebody named Hall.
Yeah, Z can't hide that one. If Yona wants to make a human perception check, she can.
As a matter of fact, she will. She's pretty good at it too.
You guys literally get a text of fucking Hall.
Rocker boy's gonna rock her boy.
Thank God I have a fucking tool hand, otherwise I would have broken a weapon.
I would say 12 with the
tool.
fact that Z's not really trying to hide it.
She's not even thinking about hiding it.
Yeah, so Yona's like, okay, you know him. So here's some other good news though. I can get them to let her go.
What's it gonna cost?
We have to have a band meeting, but we can get her let loose. Truman's like, no, fuck this band meeting shit. What is it? And Yona takes a breath. She's like, well, Diverse Media Systems is not on friendly terms with Arasaka. The reason that I wanted us to sign up with them was because they're not on friendly terms with Arasaka. We have to leave our label. Truman's like, and what's the bad thing? It's like, we have to break our contract. Truman's like, and what's the bad thing? And like, we have to break our contract. Truman's like, again, not saying the negative here. What's the bad thing? Like, so what? We leave. We only own one more album. We'll make a shit wank album. Let them fucking do what they want with it and start our own shit. We can actually do other shit now, Yona. And she's like, yeah, but they own all of our stuff. She's like, who gives a fuck? Let them play the old stuff. We don't need it. We'll do something new. And Yona's like, she just looks confused. Like, why would we leave? Why would? But they'll own all our music.
Not after that last album, they won't. You'll be your own entity at that point,
Truman's
kind of
like,
like we are.
and she'll just gesture towards Z. See, maybe we can open that recording studio I want to do. Maybe we can. We got enough money. Damn, girl, we made a lot of money off these last couple shows. And Yona's like, yeah, but I mean, what do you think Verge is gonna say? And Truman's like, are you fucking kidding me? What is he gonna say? Of course he's gonna be fine with this. Fuck, let's do it. Who cares? And he goes, but they own the apartment. She's like, and we can get another one. Like, I'm not seeing the problem here. And I was like, but we're breaking our. Truman just looks at her and goes, Yona, shut up. We'll be fine. And she'll just kind of like, all right, I'll let them know then that we're good.
Text messaging, furious typing, very fast fingers. I really just need to make a fucking text message thing that I can implant in my brain.
So Yona leaves the room. You hear the door close. A couple minutes later, she comes back and she just walks right into Truman's room. Doesn't even bother knocking this time. Truman's like in the middle of like a solo and it's just like, It pulls the sticks up, goes, okay, news? Yona's like, yeah, it's done. She'll be, by 10 o'clock, she should be fine.
God. And Z will actually not even fucking think about it. She will spring up from the bed and just fucking hug Yona.
She is really awkward when you hug her. She's like, okay. Yona gives you a hug back. And once you release her, she's like, all right, where do you want me to have her taken? I mean, she's going to be dropped off by Arasaka.
Can I impose slightly?
She's like, what do you mean?
She looks, Z will scroll back up through the texts and click the picture. She looks like that.
I don't know.
Can you have them drop her off at the Arasaka hospital and I'm gonna find a way to foot that bill?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll let them know. We'll get it all taken care of. What about this Hall guy? Do you want him dead? And she says it matter-of-factly.
Damn.
Oh my god. Z literally just goes,
Damn.
His goldfish, his cat.
I mean, it's kind of what they do.
you know, 1 second.
Well, put it this way. She's like, I'm not comfortable with it either, but I do know that when my dad takes that tone, it's not really much of an argument that can be had. I mean, I can ask, but the deal is they can't let the Tiger Claws don't want it to be known that they went back on a deal. And so they kind of can't let him live to talk about that. So they're going to want to kill him.
1 second. Texting.
I'll just respond with if they don't have him killed, we're going to kill him.
Yes, I know, but how pissed is CD going to be if I say yes?
We have plenty of other shit to worry about. Execute him. String him up in his neighborhood to show him that he's a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what they do. But if they don't kill him, we are.
Z suddenly looks like her phone is toxic and goes, go for it, is apparently the consensus.
All right, so don't try to hold him back, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, either the Claws were going to do it or CD was.
All right, I'll let him know.
Thank you again, and now I feel like I need to dip my phone in, like, bleach or something.
So Yona will leave the room. Truman's like, wow, I didn't think you guys would murder this dude. What else has he done?
Well, tried to kill us at our show that Chet died at, kidnapped Tyra and Vox, and nearly got them killed by, I want to say Maelstrom. That wasn't Maelstrom? Was that Claws again?
No,
that was a Wild Things.
Oh, those are Wild Things. So I will correct myself. No, wait, sorry, that wasn't Maelstrom. That was the Wild Things, including blowing up a warehouse. That went well.
Okay, so the answer is a lot of shit.
A lot. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot. I mean, to be fair, all that information that came out about his brother from private continental email servers
She just kind of gives you a look.
may
That
have
was
been
you?
me.
Well, Andy, you've been busy.
Well, when I say I'm going to go do something stupid and dangerous, this is
That's
usually
what
what
you
I
were
mean.
talking about.
It's usually
Okay.
what I mean.
You'll hear Yona walk down the hall. Truman, get something on. Verge, get off the fucking TV. We've got to call Michelle now. Verge is like, for what? We got to leave our label. He's like, wait, whoa. What? What do you mean we got to leave our... We can't just drop, like, casual conversation. By the way, we got to leave our fucking label. What are you talking about? We're still under contract. She's like, yeah, well, I was figuring all that shit we've been fucking around with in the studio, we could just say it's another album, fulfill our contract, and leave. He's like, why? She goes, because we have to. He's like, stop. Not funny. Let me know when real Yona shows up, because you're some plant thing that clearly kidnapped her. And she's like, fuck you, Verge. Seriously. Get out of your pajamas. Put something nice on. We've got to call Michelle. He's like, you're serious? She's like, no shit, I'm serious. Please, will you do this for me just now? He's like, all right. He'll get up and you'll see him walk by. And Truman just gets off the stool behind the drum kit. She's like, all right, we got to do this thing.
Yeah, I'd say either I'm hiding in a closet or I'm vanishing.
Well, it's gonna be in the living room. Probably we'll use the projection screen and talk to her. So you can head out if you want. We can meet up later. I'm sure you got to make arrangements with the rest of the band to pick up Tyra.
Oh no, that's real easy. I just literally text Max when she's out of the hospital.
Okay, all right, and she'll get dressed. And essentially, it takes probably about 20 minutes as you're kind of chilling out, maybe taking a shower, getting something to eat in the kitchen before they make the call. They make a call Michelle, and it does not go well.
No, I can't imagine it would. She's fucking pissy.
It's Michelle Huang, their manager, and Jackson Wallace, the PR guy. And literally, Yona takes the lead and basically tells her, like, hey, we need to finish up our contract. We've got an album put together for you guys that fulfills our terms. We're not interested in renewing for another set. We're fine with taking a royalty cut for early termination from the rest of our appearances, etc. And what it comes down to essentially is this hour and a half long conversation just gruels on, is that Michelle's furious. Jackson is cold, just stone face cold. And as they go over it, what ends up happening is they lose rights to all future royalties to their music being played by DM Brands. It's all going to be pocketed by DM Brands itself. They lose all access to their apartment and to any other perks and VIP passes given to them by DM Brands. And they're basically handing over all the rights to their current catalog to DM Brands, because their contract was last for another 5 years of appearances on top of any additional re-signings they did for albums. They get raked over the coals.
Yeah.
It's clear during this conversation that Tyra, Jesus Christ, that Truman and Verge know jack and shit about what's going on. Yona knows more, but she's still not a manager. Like, she's got maybe a couple points of bureaucracy by the arguments she's giving back and forth that they're talking about the contract details, but she's outmaneuvered 100% by Michelle. Michelle just rakes her over the coals.
Yeah, I can't. It's completely over Z's head.
At
So
the
I
end of
couldn't
the
even
Okay.
text her to give her ideas.
That's okay. Now that they're free, I'm sure Tyra would be okay to pick them up.
Yeah.
Yep.
after their call, Yona goes to her room and you can hear her crying. Like, she's just bawling her eyes out. Verge and Truman are like, they're obviously concerned, but like, fuck, we can do what we want to. Holy shit. And it comes down to, we got to start packing because we have until midnight to get the fuck out of the apartment.
Yeah, I'd say Z will do what she can to help. Like, put things
Yeah.
in boxes.
You'll give them a hand, and it will come time to pick up Tyra. And
You know, she'll try to comfort Yona if Yona will let her try.
She will, but you can tell when you go in, like, the door to her room's open, and she's got a lot of posters over the walls from like old, like higher up, like corporate bands. You know, there's a bunch of Carrie Eurodyne pictures on the walls and some old like samurai stuff, because again, they like some of the classics.
Right.
And she's like a machine. You know, when you're so upset that you're just
Yeah.
moving on autopilot.
Oh yeah, I've done
That's-
that many times.
That's where Yona's at right now. This has destroyed her world.
Yeah. Yay, feelings of guilt on top of the feelings of guilt
Wait,
for what
wait.
just happened to Tyra because of Hall.
Wait till she sees what worlds have opened up now that she's
Oh
not
no,
under
and
that
that's
umbrella.
that's exactly where Z is going with it, being like, look, I know it's scary having to do things without having backing, but it's really not that bad. Like, we've been doing it for a few years now. We have our own place. We actually just set up well, we've mostly set up our studio. We're working on the rest of it. If you guys need a hand, we're more than happy to help. You guys are free. You can do whatever you want, make whatever music you want.
As you talk to, you realize that that point of contention that you're bringing up, like you're free now, you're out of your country, you can do the type of stuff you want to do. That's the one thing that's kind of buoying her from falling completely into like despair.
Yeah.
Because they can still do what they want to do. They can still play with different musical types. They can actually experiment with their sound, which they were kind of locked into. Once they found their sound, they were locked into it. They weren't allowed to branch out. Now they can. So those are the thoughts that are keeping her kind of like, you know, above the level, so to speak. But eventually comes time for you to head out to handle the pickup and go see Tyra, make sure she's okay. You guys all pick up Tyra at the Arasaka Clinic. She's okay. She just got beat up a bit. She's got bruises, nothing severe, right? They didn't torture her. They just beat her up and grabbed her, threw her in her car and tied her up. She tells you that she recognized Hall, but she's still out of sorts. So you guys got to take her back somewhere to kind of, you know, let her get time to have rest.
Place.
To the SFS cave.
Yeah, you guys head back to, you know, your new place that you're setting up. Make sure that she's not on her own. And
I will wait on her hand and foot.
Yeah, Z will be right, like, doesn't even look at her room or anything else. She is just Tyra focused.
No, Rox is genuinely concerned.
I'm looking for paint in the exact color of the shutters.
Okay. Yeah, you can probably put something together, you know, whip up some pigment by, you know, adjusting stuff and maybe picking up some stuff here and there down over along the street.
All of the shutters will have our symbol on it.
Okay.
But it'll be the same color. So it'll probably be just off. Like the paint I'm using is definitely a flat paint. So you'd have to catch it at the right light in the right lighting. Which
right to see it.
Right, in order to see it.
That's cool. Yeah, you got it pretty set up.
Yep.
So around 11 o'clock, you guys, Tyra's back. You guys made sure she's comfortable. Polly's kind of seeing to things and, you know, finishing up the last tweaks for the security system and painting things now. You guys get this alert across the screen sheets. There's been an explosion at a penthouse near Westbrook. For Z, immediately the address just stands out to you directly. It's the New Trash's apartment. One survivor. And that's where we're going to stop.
Oh, man. Dick move, Ray.
No, perfect move.
Oh, man.
And that concludes our first season of Night City Discordance. Needless to say, no one in the band had any idea where this was going to go tonight. And it was really kind of a play it by ear thing for me because I knew where I wanted things to go, but I wasn't quite sure when the dominoes would all line up. And they all lined up perfectly tonight to have this ending for the season. We will find out who survived from the explosion at the New Trash's apartment, and we'll get more into that with the start of the second season. But until then, who do you think is the one who survived? Let's let us know down in the comments below, but we'll see you guys the next video.